When temperatures get this high, Xcel is ready to take over control.
Normally, when we see a message like that, we're able to override it. In this case, we weren't. So our thermostat was locked in at 78 or 79.
Xcel says it was due to an energy emergency. These customers say otherwise.
There's no notification here in Colorado that I've ever seen.
Tonight, we are taking your concerns right to Xcel to set the record straight.
This heat is also changing up your kids' school schedules.
We can't learn, or the teachers can't teach when it's 99 degrees and there's 30 plus students in a class.
And we won't see any relief in the immediate future.
The heat advisory continues for Wednesday. I'll let you know when the cooler air will finally arrive.
We begin with a Denver 7 Weather Action Day, and this is a live look over the Front Range. We broke a record high today in Denver, and we won't stop just yet. Thank you for watching Denver 7 News at 6. I'm Jessica Porter.
I'm Shannon Ogden. Glad you're with us tonight. The Front Range is in the middle of quite a run of record heat, but of course we know in Colorado just about anything can happen this time of year.
Just take a look at this video, for example. Remember this, September 8th, 2020. We went from 90s to snow in a matter of just 24 hours. Those were wild times. Now, we won't see that drastic of a change, but we promise a cool down is on the way.
And we have team coverage for you tonight. Jacqueline Allen following up on customer complaints about Xcel's AC Rewards program.
But we begin with Chief Meteorologist Mike Nelson. Mike, we have a few more days of extreme heat to get through.
We do. There is a cool down, but you have to be patient. 102 today at Grand Junction. Also on the other side of the state at Sterling, Ray was 104, and we hit 98 in Denver, beating the old mark of 97, which was set just 2 years ago. It is still 97 right now at the top of the newscast, 99 at Ray and out west at Grand Junction. There are a few scattered thunderstorms over southwestern Colorado, but not really doing all that much as far as relief. Our big concern is the heat advisory in effect over much of the Front Range and I-25 corridor for tomorrow. So we'll get another record tomorrow. The record is just 95 in 2013. I'm predicting 98. Thursday, 94. I'm predicting 95, but there's some pretty substantial relief coming after that for Friday and for Saturday.
All right, Mike, we'll see you with that in just a little bit. So when we hit 90 degrees last week, we received several emails from people upset about Xcel's Colorado AC Rewards program.
Now, customers received this message on their smart thermostat, letting them know that their temperature was locked due to an energy emergency, and they couldn't override that lock.
Well, since our story aired, we've been doing some digging and have been in close contact with Xcel about these concerns.
Tonight, Denver 7's Jacqueline Allen is following up with more customers who just want to be in control of their own homes. Jacqueline.
What do you usually keep your thermostat at?
75. I came over here and noticed it was 80 degrees.
Lisa Bledsoe says when her Greeley home hit 80 degrees last Tuesday, first she thought her air conditioner was broken and shelled out $99 for a service call.
They came out and the guy just turned it right on. There's nothing wrong with this.
They had no control over the temp in their own home.
Then she saw our story and says she confirmed Xcel had used their saver switch on her AC for several hours with no warning.
First, it made me feel stupid, and then it made me angry.
Lisa's one of tens of thousands who suddenly lost control of their home temperatures in 90-degree weather during what Xcel called an energy emergency. The story heating up on social media with perspectives ranging from, oh good, we're California now, to read the fine print and you signed up for it.
I've never signed up for that program. I've never gotten any rewards, and they still took control of my thermostat.
Thomas Nunley saw his thermostat locked last week with no advance notification until it happened.
When I called Xcel, they said they didn't have any supervisors on hand that could talk to me, and that they would get back to me, and that never happened. That's been over a week.
It's a voluntary program.
Following up today, Xcel says customers on these load relief programs need to be aware Xcel can control your AC, and that option may be used more often. Many customers tell us that's fine if they signed up for it and if they know in advance.
And you need to be notified by the company. As the consumer. That's only fair.
Is Xcel going to be more proactive about notification?
Yeah, I think that's a terrific point. And, anytime we run programs like this, we're looking at opportunities to improve communications, because communications is key. We want to make sure people know what's happening, why that's happening, and keep them informed.
Going in depth here, a lot of customers reached out to Contact Denver 7 with opinions and ideas. Dennis Barley in Lakewood says Xcel offers time of use rates as well, saving energy, but he controls the temperature.
Electricity is way more expensive during these peak periods between 1 and 7 p.m. I would much rather be on this than volunteer to have them turn my air conditioning off when they need to.
And Xcel again today. Thanks everyone who signed up for these programs. We just want to make sure that people know what they are signing up for.
Absolutely. You can understand their frustrations
Absolutely.
there. All right. Nice work. Thanks, Jacqueline.
Thank you, Jacqueline. And we did hear from Xcel today with some tips on how you can save money during these hot days. Most of them you've probably already heard about. So make sure you really take advantage of your blinds. Close them to keep the heat out. If you have a ceiling fan, use it. Xcel says in the summertime, it is best to run it counterclockwise. That'll send cold air headed downward. Also, make sure the AC coils are cleaned. It helps a lot with your unit's efficiency.
And many schools across the state do not have air conditioning. And historically, it just doesn't get this hot this time of year. But it is this hot, and students are already back in school. So several school districts are now releasing students early because of the heat. In fact, more than 30 Denver schools will release students early tomorrow and Thursday. A couple of them will close all day. In 2019, DPS identified 55 schools that did not have air conditioning. A voter-approved bond in 2020 is providing money for 24 of those schools to get AC. So far, though, only 7 of those 24 have had AC fully installed. AC will be installed at 9 other schools by next summer. And also today, the Thompson School District announced that in Loveland, they will release schools early, and we have put together a complete list of all these early closures on thedenverchannel.com.
Tonight, Boulder police are looking for a man they say spent the weekend targeting female students at CU Boulder. They say he is wanted for several burglaries and sexual contacts with students. The man is seen in this surveillance video wearing a gray hoodie with the hood up and gray cargo pants. 3 separate incidents happened between early Saturday morning and early yesterday morning within a 2-block area. In each instance, police say that the man broke in either through an unlocked door or unlocked window. Once inside, female victims say they woke up to him performing a sexual act. One victim says he was touching her. Another says he had stolen her car. Boulder police are reminding everyone to lock their doors and windows. They also hope someone else in the area may have video surveillance they can provide to police.
A stolen construction truck that was taken for a joyride caused a lot of damage, also a lot of questions in one Denver neighborhood. And a man who was one of the victims took it upon himself to get to the bottom of it. Here's Denver 7's Christian Lopez.
This is typically a really quiet neighborhood with signs up all around reminding people that 20 miles an hour is fast enough. But just a few days ago, neighbors in this area woke up to the sound of a loud crash that caused damage to 2 cars that were parked right here. And we talked to the owner of those vehicles. He said the most shocking part was when he looked back at what had happened. This Ring video from a neighbor captured the moment this large construction truck crashed not once, but twice, hitting 2 cars in this Federal Heights neighborhood.
You know, it kind of blew my mind. Of course, I didn't have any expectation of seeing that.
Those cars belonged to Timothy.
I assumed that there'd be no resolution to the story because that's how that usually goes. Once I saw that truck, I knew there had to be more to the story.
He took it upon himself to do some digging. It turns out he wasn't the only victim. A post on Nextdoor helped him put more of the pieces together.
They told me there was damage to a storage complex as well. They said that the truck was heading up a dead-end street and just kept going through the fence over a 3-foot drop.
On this map, you can see the distance between those 2 areas. The fastest route is about a 16-minute drive, a little over 7 miles. Timothy thinks he knows who the truck belongs to.
I just went to the internet and started looking for Denver roofing delivery companies. And I wound up calling one that said, hey, something happened last night. There was an incident in which one of our trucks was stolen.
Denver police could not confirm the company or tell us much because it's still an active investigation. They did tell us the person responsible hasn't faced any charges.
I don't have any idea how easy it is to start or drive that kind of vehicle. So those are all the questions that are still out there that I'm really anxious to find out.
While he's figured out some of this puzzle so far,
when I saw the footage of the truck that hit and was able to put it together, that it's actually a relief to know what the story is, what happened to our vehicles, and not that it's just something terrible happened to us. And
Timothy is hoping the suspect will be held accountable.
yeah, we'd really like to find out who this is, if they have a connection to the company at all, because
I'm Christian Lopez,
we'd like to be made whole.
Denver 7.
Deductibles covered at least.
Well, as we had to break, just take a look at this sweet video sent into the Denver 7 newsroom from Emily Dolza Gabriel from Steamboat Springs. She took the video while at work at the Nordic Lodge in Steamboat Springs last night. This mama moose and 2 calves follow the rules using the crosswalk to cross the street in downtown Steamboat. That's so Colorado.
They're always there in times of need.
We actually serve roughly anywhere between 12,000 and 15,000 individuals yearly.
And that need is growing.
We had a fire, a flood, another fire, just natural disasters kept occurring, pandemic.
Now it's time for new space.
It's almost come to the point where we have the funding, but we don't have anywhere to put it.
So this food pantry can keep up with demand.
We're relieving hunger, and we're making sure that we're doing it in a way that's respectful and welcoming.